This is a review of the Meguiar's PlastX for headlight oxidation removal. And just for those of you who are not familiar, the oxidation process is when the headlights here, as you can see from about this point up, first they just generally get cloudy, and then as you can see up here, it's actually, if that shows up on the camera, it's actually starting to yellow. Very extreme cases, you'll start to get very noticeable hazing to the headlights to the point where you cannot really actually see clearly into the mirrored surface behind the plastic, which is dangerous for a number of reasons. Not as much of the light is escaping from the headlight lens, and of the light that is getting out, the majority is reflecting back into the housing, so that's less that you're putting down toward the road, decreasing the nighttime driving safety and also just generally the visibility to yourself for other drivers. Just per the directions here, I've gotten a cotton terry cloth and a microfiber cloth as well. You're going to use the cotton terry cloth to actually apply the product, and then you're going to use the microfiber to buff. Essentially what you've got here, here's the cotton terry cloth. You can see the texture's very rough, so working from coarse to fine. And the reason that this does not have any sandpaper is on here, it says for moderate to severe oxidation and cloudiness, use an actual headlight restoration kit, which this is not that. This is for very light oxidation, which we'll have to see how it works, but I would consider this light. It has not made it all the way down the headlight lens yet, and of what has happened, only this top, kind of the most flat portion of the headlight that receives a lot of the UV light, has actually yellowed. This is just cloudy, which is a good indication that it's not too bad yet. But you can even see here on the camera how the plastic degrades. So you have some general cloudiness. It gets more scratchy here. And then this is actually what you'd consider full transparency. So you can see the difference there. So we'll have to see how that goes. The only other products I'm using, which you saw here, is the Turtle Wax bug and tar remover. The only reason for this is just because this car has not received a car wash. I'm going to use this as a precautionary step to actually clean the lens, because with the textured surface from the oxidation, it's very likely that a lot of road grime and other things have gotten into the light. So to get a good result, I'm going to apply this first. Uses the same thing. You can use microfiber or the blue shop towels to clean up with this. And it does say safe for use on metal, paint, plastic, and glass, which is why it chose this particular product. And this, nothing special, it's just water. So after I've cleaned it with this and wiped it down, I'll just rinse it off with the water to make sure it's clean before we apply the restoration product, and then we'll go from there and see what kind of results we get. Guys, so overall thoughts here based on what's been done so far. So I've done numerous coats. I want to say about 6 passes on each headlight with this product, with the PlastX. I have to say, fairly impressed considering the price point. Again, less than 10 bucks. This was at Harbor Freight. If you guys have any of those locations nearby, or I'm sure you can find it on, Amazon, eBay, etc. And I'll post a link, based on if they have it on their website or not. If not, like I said, you have the info here. I'll write it down, and you guys can find it online. I have to say, the clarity has improved quite a bit. It did take a lot of the oxidation off the lenses. This is the passenger side here. I would say they both had equal or their fair share of oxidation. It wasn't favored on one side in particular. We'll just check the driver's side here. So here's the driver's side, and I'll include pictures here as well, just of the before and after so you guys can see it. Again, the clarity seems to be significantly improved. There's definitely spots that can be touched up. I'll see if I can capture this a little bit. It might be kind of tough. I will post this in 4K so you guys can see the detail here, but if you look really close here, you can see that on the plastic lens, it did leave, understandably, it's not a full, end-to-end polishing system. So even with using the microfiber and trying my best to emulate what I've seen in a lot of other kits of going in one direction first, all of your passes horizontally and then all the passes vertically, and going with the cotton terry cloth first and then the microfiber, it still has some sections here where the oxidation was the worst. Looks like you can see it the clearest right now. That's left over. All in all, if this lasts though, gives a much better curb appeal to the headlights than they had before. And for the price point, you really can't beat it. Again, this was not supplied to me in any way. I just bought it, wanted to check it out and give you guys a review. Honest review, I would buy it, with the caveat of if you have mild oxidation. These headlights weren't that bad. I've seen some that have very, very dark yellowing of the headlights. I'll show you guys an example with another car parked in the parking lot here, which I would consider a little bit heavier than moderate oxidation. So this did take a lot of it off. However, it's going to be a little different case by case. I'm sure manufacturer to manufacturer. I'm sure they use similar plastics, but you just never know. And especially with the severity of it, you guys might want to check, look at some images online, what people consider light, moderate, and heavy. And anything that's at the end of the moderate scale to heavy, I would just recommend getting a full headlight restoration kit. If not, I would recommend this product again. It's Meguiar's PlastX. It's supposed to be a new formula. I have to say it was pretty easy to use. You definitely have to use some elbow grease if you want to get some better results. That's just goes without saying. That's a lot of sanding and other finishing work. It's going to require that. And so again, just to give you guys an example of heavier than moderate, I would say these headlights here, this coloration was reserved for the top edges of my headlights. However, there stretches, I'd say, below about half, and the overall tinge to the headlight is all discolored. This is something that I might recommend would be better suited with a full restoration kit versus, something like this with, you can see the difference with no oxidation whatsoever. So if you like this video, guys, this was the Meguiar PlastX video. Thumbs up and subscribe, and appreciate you guys taking the time, and look for more videos to come.